So, welcome. We're going to do it in English. That's okay, as everything. Hi, hello. So, if you are wondering something, if education is your topic, and you want to know something about education in the video games, this is the presentation you're going to look forward to. This is Kožlej. He's a CEO of Hemisfera. Hemisfera is a NGO, non-governmental organization that does lectures and presentations and courses for the video game work. So, Janči, there you go.
Thank you. Well, Josef almost said everything I was going to say, so it's going to be a lot harder now. Okay, so for starters, something about me. As Josef said, I'm Jan Kožlej. I'm currently a CEO at Hemisfera and also tech garant at Open Lab, and something of a teacher at University of Music Art. So that's about sums it up. So as Josef began to say, Hemisfera is an NGO, so a non-profit organization which we focus on education in games and technology. So games are our primary focus, and technology applications and other stuff is also there. So our main focus is on educating children, basically children from 7 to 15, and motivating them primarily to help them find some passion in games and therefore hopefully in game development as well. Other courses we organize focus on high school and university students, but we also do some courses for professionals, some custom projects for companies, which I will talk about shortly. Also, there are some partners listed there who helped us achieve a lot. So there's that. So about our projects or products, however you want to call them. So kinda low portfolio over the years. So firstly, we have something we don't really have a name for yet, basically, but it's customized courses for companies. We do some courses for companies like Pixel Federation or Tatra Banka and so on, and we customize them based on their requests. Then it's Summer Game Dev. It's summer game development school for adults. We really do have some students here as well, but it's 5-week long course focused on making game with team, basically. Then it's Level Up. It's basically courses for high school and university students. Right now undergoing some drastic changes in this project. And then it's Tech Art Camp. It's summer school for teenagers. And then we have products for elementary school students. It's Gamecraft, and Game Camp is summer camp for them. And then we also organize some events for community as well, some game jams or game tales. Game tales basically D&D kind of thing where we teach people how to play it and then play it. So something more about each product, what it is and how it functions basically. So Gamecraft is basically our longest running course at Hemisfera. It's I think running for 8 years now or something like that. So long history there. It's targeted for elementary school children aged 8 to 15, where they basically learn about basics of game development, divided into 3 main parts, and that's programming, in basic development softwares like Scratch. I have Construct listed there, but it's GDevelop right now. And then for advanced students, it's Unity. Other second pillar of game development, what we teach is graphics, some pixel art in P-Scale, or also some digital art in Krita, or 3D modeling in Blender, for also those who are more advanced. And then it's focused also on game design. For children, it's really a lot about level design, about some concept creation and some storytelling. And game design is not only focused on digital games, but also on board games, because for children it's usually easier to teach them those game design concepts on something like a board game, where they can just take pen and paper and create something without the need of skills of programming, graphics, and so on. Right now, those courses are both online and directly in schools. After 2-3 years in schools, finally. So it's been good to do it in person once again. But online version allowed us to teach everyone, so we were able to expand children we teach from whole of Slovakia. And currently, Gamecraft is in Bratislava, Senec, Trnava, Žilina, Prešov, and Košice. So those are towns where you can visit them or learn about them more. Also, as for the thing you may want to be interested in, basically always looking for new lecturers there. So some baseline is basically just the motivation and some soft skills for working with children, and we don't expect people to have hard skills, as the things we can teach 8-year-old kids we can basically teach to everybody. And you can also learn stuff while teaching. Okay, so the second project, which changed itself over the course of the years, but summer camp is something that Hemisfera started with. It's also targeted for elementary school children, and it's more basic than the Gamecraft. It's basically a week-long camp where children can discover what they like and what they dislike. So they could get interested in computers, stuff like programming, graphics, game design, game creation, and so on, but also some crafts, some handiwork and stuff like that. In Game Camp, we also work with board games a lot more than in GameCraft. Children can learn to create new stuff for existing board games or create board games from scratch. And also, since it's summer camp, there are also some outdoor activities. Not something every game developer likes, but it gotta be there. It's for the children. So Game Camp runs all summer basically, and also in towns listed there currently. Okay, so Level Up, as I said at the beginning, it's undergoing some drastic changes right now. Some rework, because after 5 years, I reckon we decided that it wasn't really a working model. So we decided to change it to something more people wanna get into. So currently we are working on a new concept, and we should be relaunching it sometime next year, I hope, basically. But even if the concept somewhat changes, it's always going to be courses directed at high school and university students. So if any of you are interested in that, definitely, I hope so, have some subscription you can fill out on some website, and we will get in touch when it's up and running. Then our summer program for adults, summer game dev, something been doing for I think 5 years now. It's 5-week-long course for students age 16 to 28, but there's also some exceptions to that. We basically allow people with motivation in, but also we don't want to have big age discrepancies. So that's why the limit. It's really intensive, as we expect students to work for or study and work for 20 hours a week. Okay, as you can see, I tried to translate and left T in there. So not ideal, but whatever. It's project financed by FPU, so that's great. And this year we also had some other partners from game dev industry join us in financing this project as well. So we are really glad that people want to help get this project to run. So that's that. The output we expect students to produce over those 5 weeks is something between prototype and vertical slice version of a game. It's not many teams that manage that vertical slice fully, so it's somewhere between there. And the course is basically composed of some lectures, some workshops any students can attend, and intertwined with working on a project in team. So not working all the time, you have time to study as well. And mentors and lecturers are people from the industry. Many of them are here right now, so you can learn from the best. Okay, next project is the Heart Camp. It's basically summer school for teenagers. It's all about basically connecting technology and art. It's well, we try to create some first step in connecting those two professions at early stage and get those people who can be really different to work together and create one big project. Basically, they're creating a live action role-playing game for a week, and at the end of the camp they test it. Basically, their parents come and they pose as players and help them to test their project and how it's working. So basically, it's not so much about games as other projects we do, but it's connected to it through the art, through some stuff they learn there, but also they do they work with stuff like some 3D modeling and 3D printing. They work with different materials, textiles, and so on. And then technology in this camp is focused on basically some microcontrollers, creating something like IoT oriented stuff and so on. Okay, and basically the last product or project from our portfolio are custom courses for companies, which we started doing, I think, a year and a half ago. And what we focus on is basically art as in general for games, Unity, but not really for programmers, but for non-programmer roles, as they also need it sometimes. So we try to educate people how to use it and how to benefit from it. Then it's also some app development in either hybrid or iOS native. So that's that. And something that's connecting all those courses and camps together is basically a gamification. It's something we've been doing basically from the start at Hemisfera. We want to teach children, we want to teach people how to create games, but in the most fun way possible. Basically, so we've created our own gamification system we've been using for quite some years now, and next week we're finally launching a new version of the system. It's basically focused on that every user, every kid at the course has a profile like in some RPG game where he collects experience, coins, and stuff like that. Can also can then spend those coins for some real life rewards, for some coupons, for buying some games on Steam or whatever, and some books or some merchandise and stuff like that. So that's basically the main thing we try to use for motivating them to learn more, to become interested in games more. And it also focuses on basically containing all our subject we teach them. So something like that. Okay, then next NGO I'm representing here, because I'm also sitting on more than one chair. It's Open Lab, where I'm currently working as tech garant for games. And it's not working. Okay, those two slides seem to not show up at all. Okay, so I'll try to do it from memory. Not so great for me. But, well, Open Lab is basically situated directly in high schools, currently in Bratislava and Kysucké Nové Mesto. So it's integrated into the educational standards at the school, where some of what students learn is basically streamlined into two professions. It's app development and game development. So some of the subjects they would be studying at normal high school are not there, and they have game development and app development subjects instead. It's focused on basically trying to motivate students to learn some self-studying skills, as those are really important later in life. It's basically the students work with some kind of a mentor from the industry who helps them navigate through the different subjects, and they try to work on real projects. So basically there are also some companies who give them some assignment, some prototype they want to develop, they want to test, and basically the students learn working on those prototypes. Currently, Open Lab works in schools, but we are now toying with the idea to kind of change the concept, but that's not really brainstormed yet, so I'm not gonna go into specifics. And the last thing I wanna talk about shortly is something that all those experiences in Hemisfera, in Open Lab, and other companies that are involved in education led to, and that's private high school we are trying to found at the moment. It's gonna be called Skyro, and it's gonna be focused on games, on applications, and artificial intelligence. And we hope that it's gonna start next year, but there's still some obstacles in the way, so we're not really sure that's gonna happen as of now. But that's basically everything from me. But if you have questions, feel free to ask.
Do you work with Godot as a engine? Because the scripting language in Godot, it was easier than the one in Unity, and since you are targeting kids that they are from 7 to 15 years old. So maybe it will be easier for them to use the Godot scripting language instead of the C#.
Thanks. For those children who are starting with programming, we use Scratch and ngDevelop, who doesn't use syntax programming languages at all. So they are basically learning to program through some iconic programming or some event-based programming textually.
Yeah, so they don't really use some scripting, for example, or writing the program by themselves.
Yeah, that's it. And after they manage to learn that, then they can advance and try out Unity. But at start, they also use both those visual scripting language Unity has implemented, and after that, they try C# itself.
Okay, thank you so much.
Does anyone else have questions? Because Hemisar also has a table right at the entrance, so if you have any questions, you can actually stop by and ask Janči or me. Actually, I work there as well, so you can ask us about this. And also, we have a computer with the projects that the kids did, so you can play it actually and try it. So it's kind of a more visual way to, or more playful way to enjoy the work. So, are there any other questions? No? Okay, that's great. But that's not great. I mean, that's okay. That's what I wanted to say. In a half an hour, actually, is going to be a discussion over here that's supposed to be on the other stage with the Ministry of Culture. So be sure to check this out. It's going to start at 5, and see you later. See you next time. Thanks.
Thanks.
Janči.